Yo, what up? It's your boy JJ Stone, aka O Doctor. It's Tuesday night. The date is eluding me, but it's time for IQMZ Sports. Say what up to the people, Jason.
What's going on, guys? If things don't go my way today, I may take a few stories off, like Ezekiel Elliott. So don't worry if I, check out for a little bit.
Oh, it's the 19th apparently. So happy Tuesday the 19th to all you people. See, I already took off, Jason. I don't need to know the dates, baby. I only eat when everybody else has provided me the information, and the knowledge that I need to eat. Eating. So before we get into all that, let's get into the picks from last week. So, I think I'm going to wait until next week to say who the leader or the leaders are, because I'm embarrassed that you and I are so far down
the experts
on the board. So, okay, click into mine real quick, Seamus, just so we can see.
The second page? God damn it!
Yeah. Just week. Go back to week 2. Now watch this. Now scroll down slow. Green. Oh, stop. Pump the brakes. I was crushing it on every single. I went 100 on every 1 o'clock game. And then it was like 4 o'clock came around. It was like,
Hey, luckily, I'm consistently terrible.
I got one right in the afternoon, not including the Sunday night game. And it was the easy one. Oh, my goodness, that was embarrassing. But I was feeling myself. I thought I was going to come on this show going like 15-1. I was going to talk that talk. And it did not go down. What game stuck out to you? Ooh, who was that? Oh, okay. Got the producer on deck with all the green lights going. Okay.
Yeah, we already know he goes back and changes his picks, though. We're sure. Yeah. He's tech savvy like that, so I don't think his picks count. Under protest.
He doesn't have to go back. He's in Alaska. He's already back to the future.
Oh, that's right. No need to click on mine 2 pages down.
Yeah. Let's check out see what the Fergadon the Mastodon
I'm at a 0.
was doing. Let's see what happened with your page. How you was out here popping. The Vikings got you. You didn't know Sammy Bradford was out?
Hey, man,
you went good right there in the middle. The Chargers. Yeah, that was a rough one. The Chargers should have won that game.
Yep.
What was the big standout for you out of those games? Don't close that so we can look at it. What game stood out to you?
Sunday night game, Falcons-Packers, was the game that stood out to me the most. I slightly disrespected the Falcons with their home opener in their new stadium, thinking the Packers would go in there and handle them, and the Falcons came out and put it on the Packers early.
Boy, did they ever. Lord Jiminy Josephine Baker. What got me besides that? So I picked the Packers too. I thought the Packers defense looked strong last week. I thought that the Falcons were going to have a letdown in their big opener, and I did not know that the Seattle Seahawks suck so bad. Oh, they're so horrible. I was watching that game, and that was one of the only late games that I got right, but they only won by 3 points, and they were down.
They shouldn't have won the game.
They were like 65 or 70% of people's Super Bowl picks from the NFC. Like, it's not going down for them this year.
No. And between them and the Giants, I'm just shocked at how bad both of them look right now.
And all because they're not protecting their quarterback, and that is a huge issue. I usually don't do this, but shout out to all the people on Periscope right now. They blowing up the hearts. There's like 30 people up in there right now. We in here balling. That's that's a good start of the night over there. You know what I mean? So the Seahawks are just abysmal, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the power rankings. But at the top of the game right now, Adams 25-11 is top shelf. Harry Tags, who needs to come on the show, always busy, not doing what he need to do, is up there. And my boy Stephanie just called me before the show. We talked some Eagles, chopped it up. And then Pesci, my daughter's softball coach, is up there in the top rankings too. Just Blaze, don't know nothing about football, still hanging up there in that 300 level.
I'm
Um,
letting it auto pick next week. I'm out.
well, the way the point system works is crazy too, because you get bonus points if you get more than 10 right. If you get them all right, you get bonus points. So there's a lot of shady stuff going on in numbers. That's why I said next week I'm going to go through and I'm just going to get the numbers of the picks and see who's actually 22 and 11, 35 and 5. So I feel like I'm a ball out next week and show my shine. So
Not me.
yeah, you're
I just
fired.
analyze afterwards, man. I can't pick it
Uh,
beforehand. That's why I don't gamble.
Basically, why I said I wanted to do a free pick'em league is because whoever gets the top pick'em is who I'm replacing Jason with. I gotta get, I gotta get somebody else on here co-host, somebody who know what they talk about, because it sure ain't us. So
Just gonna do me like that, like I'm Eli Manning. You gonna blame me, huh?
I'm not only that, I'm gonna tell the people right to their face. If you want to join our pick'em league at IQMZ.com/NFL picks, come on in. If you start new, I'll void you for the first 2 weeks. And I'll get you in. But if you are the top ranking person at the end of this season, you will replace Jason Ferguson, the Mastodon More Man Human. That is the
I
prize
say
for
all they had to
out.
do was join and beat me, but I'm scared they'll beat me by this week.
They might just, so hop on in. It's free and it's fun to play, especially when we're losing at the bottom of the deck.
Here's why I
What's
really pick my games, man. I want people to make money, so just know, go opposite of me and you will get paid.
well, like I said, I was green lit on the 1 o'clock games. I was flawless. All right, let's go to the first story. What are we talking about?
All right, first story hits home for us. Carson Wentz on that Andrew Luck pace. Eagles provide no running game for him. They throw the ball 46 times and only run the ball, I believe, like 11 or 12 times. And they're out there getting him crushed, and people are worried that he's going to end up turning into Andrew Luck 2.0.
What do you think about that, Jason? Because I saw you tweeting some stuff talking about people in the run. And what do you think about it?
All right, first off, as far as the run pass ratio, we'll go this real quick. Last year, we'll go run pass ratio. The top 10 teams in the league were Buffalo ran the ball 50.9%, not a playoff team. Dallas 50.8%, playoff team. Tennessee 48.5, not a playoff team. San Francisco 48.26, not a playoff team. New England 46.7, playoff team. Dolphins 45, playoff team.
So,
Panthers.
so
So it doesn't matter.
So it does matter.
It doesn't matter. I just told you the teams that run the ball the most, half of them didn't even make the playoffs.
One of them won the Super Bowl, and one of them is known as a team that is a primarily heavy passing team in your mind's eye. When you think about the Patriots, you think about Tom, Wonder Boy, Sling the Brick Brady, and even they know you have to run the ball. And I know a stat on that.
When do they run the ball? After they get their big lead, they run the ball to run the clock out. That's why their number is so high like that. They're a passing team. They get the lead, they run the ball in the fourth quarter to run the clock out. That's why the numbers go up like that.
They run the ball throughout the game.
No, they don't.
And they have a stat where they only average like 2.9 or 3.9 yards per run, but they run the ball throughout the game. If only just to keep people honest, because if not, everybody would just line up and back up on Tom Brady. They don't get big gains on the run, but they run throughout the game.
No, they don't. They run the ball in the fourth quarter when they have the lead. That's when they get their stats up like that, and that's what brings it up. Just like Kansas City ran the ball 20 times, but 8 of them were the last 8 plays they ran during the game, 8 straight runs. So that makes their run percentage look higher, right? Because they had the lead. It's a skewed stat. You get the lead by passing, then you run the ball. The Eagles' stats are so bad because they threw the ball the last 14 times they had the ball. Their 14 plays they ran because they were losing by 2 touchdowns.
They need to run the ball. And no, they don't need to run the ball to be the top rushers in the league. They don't need to be in that top 5 group, but they need to run the ball for 2 reasons. One, so they can do a play action instead of every play being a screen or a bomb. Even if you get 3 yards, you can get a play action out of it. 2, you got LeGarrette Blount, and I don't care if his leg's broken. He's a garbage.
LeGarrette Blount. Stop. He sucks. He sucks. The Patriots got rid of him. He was one of the last running backs to sign a free agent. He's 31 years old, and he's out of shape, and he's ran the ball 300 times last year, which the stats show that we learned with DeMarco Murray. You don't sign a running back that ran the ball 300 times last year because they fall off. LeGarrette Blount sucks. He's not a good running back. Everyone needs to stop acting like he is a good running back.
Did I say he was a good running back?
We're about to.
No, I wasn't. I
No?
wasn't. What I was about to say was, if you don't run him at all, you don't know how much he sucks or what he has left in the tank. That's first off. Second of all, I'm damn sure that a guy who blocked for Tom Brady for countless years is a better blocker than a 13-pound and a 14-pound running back in Smallwood and
Sproles is the best pass blocker they have.
Except for when he's getting picked up and carried back into the quarterback.
He's still the best pass blocker they have out of their running back group. Their running back group is awful.
Again, all I know is the guy was good enough to block for Tom Brady. So
he wasn't. He came off the field when they passed. Come on. You watch football. He's not on there when they pass. They use Deion Lewis. They use James White. He didn't even play in the second half of the Super Bowl.
Multiple backs.
Not when
and you can't. You're saying it like he only did one thing, and they had him in there for multiple plays because the majority of his plays were the short yardage runs. Yes, but he was in on other plays and he does other things. And again, I don't need him to be great. I need the illusion of
that
because when you don't, I don't care if you only run the ball for a yard 3 or 4 times. At least it gives the presence of dudes. Because all Andy Reid said was, "Hey, pin your ears back, let's go. Pin your ears back, let's go." Because you know they're not going to run. Andy gets you with the whole. Andy will get you with a long draw every once in a while because you know all he does is pass, but he still throws in delayed runs and draws, and he'll get a 10 or 12 yard, or now he's got Hunt, he'll get a 50-yard run up the middle. Right. And Sproles was averaging 5 yards a carry. He had 2
in the
runs.
First half. Correct.
Yes. And the thing is, like, what are you saving him for? I know he's old. I know he's small, but he's retired at the end of this year. So if your only point of having a running game is Sproles, then fucking run him. Excuse my French, but I understand what you're saying, but you're making me mad because you still need to run the ball. I don't need you to be in the top echelon of runs per game, but you got to have more than 12. And you've got to do more than have LeGarrette Blount out there for one swing pass play because you love running these stupid swing passes and wide receiver screens. Get him out there, have him run into the back of Kelsey and push him for a yard because Kelsey's getting blown up on every play, and have the threat of a run. And then when you put him out there, you say, oh, well, they brought LeGarrette Blount out. All they're going to do is run up the middle for 2 yards and give me a play-action bomb. Like, these screens and bombs are killing me. That's all he's doing. Like, you need to run the ball. And I get what you're saying, but you need to run the ball.
That being said, 2 things. One, because the story was about Carson Wentz turning into the next Andrew Luck. That's a gigantic fear that I have because he's getting destroyed out there throwing the ball so many times. That I agree with. So, one, everybody says Wentz is so football savvy, right? Isn't he allowed to audible? I thought that was the whole thing. He can audible, right? So if they're dropping everyone back into coverage, feel free to audible to a different play. He doesn't do it. 2, what was my second point? You made a face and you blanked me out on it, man. No, 2. Sorry. They were in Kansas City on the road against a team that they're not supposed to beat. They're not even as talented as one of the best teams in the AFC, and they were this close to beating them. If Torrey Smith doesn't drop that ball, if Wentz doesn't get intercepted, then they would have had the lead. Then they could have ran the ball.
And Sproles fumbled. And
That's
again,
right. Yeah, Sproles always fumbles, man.
They didn't lose that game because of not running the ball. I'm not saying that.
No, I know. But I do agree they do need to run the ball more. With all that being said,
because the beginning of the story was Wentz looks like Luck. He is going to end up like Luck.
Yes,
we have a better line and we have a better defense, but as bad as the line looked, he had all day to throw the ball, and he was holding on to it. He took sacks he didn't need to. At the end of the game, he was really just holding on to the ball because he's trying to get downfield. But I'm like, this is where I blame Doug Peterson. Your play calling is abysmal, and maybe he doesn't audible because the other options in the audible plays suck too. I don't know what's going on, but he's getting protected and he's still getting sacked and he's getting lit up, and they've got to change something. He needs to turn into check down Charlie and start getting the ball out of his hand faster and just dink and dunk down the field. And again, then try the bomb play. But these screen bomb, it's not working.
I was watching a Football Life on Dan Marino the other day. And they said that when Don Shula would send in the plays, that Marino would change them to pass plays in the huddle. Like he would just they'd call in and be like, "Oh, it's off tackle." He'd be like, "We're passing that thing. We're not." And that's everybody used to cry that Marino never had a running game, but he legit used to change the play in the huddle. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like,
yeah, no parts of that. I the Eagles need to do something. They need to get a running back that fits the scheme, and they whiffed on the draft big time. I blame that on Howie. Howie, he did a horrible job in the draft. Like there are so many running backs that he could have got at the end of the second round, beginning of the third round, and he just didn't do it. And it's showing now that we don't have the personnel. Could have had Hunt.
Could have had Mixon. Like,
I tell you what, right now we don't have a second round, a third round pick next year. I trade our first round pick and our third round pick for the following year right now to Carolina Panthers for McCaffrey.
They wouldn't do that.
I give them a first round and a second round pick for McCaffrey.
And the Eagles are going to have to trade down next year to get extra picks.
And guess what?
Boring.
And guess what? They might do it. They might even take that deal. You know why? Because they're not using McCaffrey either. Stewart's out there like, yo, this young Thundercat can't mess with me. Yo, I'm doing everything you think you want him to do. I'm catching, I'm running, I'm scat backing. Like McCaffrey's sitting
just
on the
like
bench,
Alex Smith in Kansas City, right?
Yeah,
Alex Smith was like drafting Mahomes. Yeah. He was like, I can throw deep. Yeah. I didn't know you guys wanted that this whole time.
Exactly. He's like, I'm not letting White Chocolate come off that bench and take my job. I'm not.
All you have to do is ask. Come on, big
man. Yeah. I tell you, we need to get McCaffrey ASAP. People talk about get Adrian Peterson. I'm like, Adrian Peterson ain't nothing but LeGarrette Blount.
That was your idea last week.
Yeah, it was my idea. Who was that? That was me. Anyway, next story. Read the title. Go ahead.
The Eagles' opponent next week, the Giants, they struggled this week, but they're came out. They're going to stand behind their struggling left tackle Eric Flowers. I think me or you could get a sack versus Eric Flowers.
Not only do I think that you or I could get a sack against him, I'll put dollars to donuts. In the fourth quarter, Leah could get a sack against him. I'm almost positive that my 10-year-old daughter, after he played 3 quarters, my daughter could do a spin move and get a sack on him. I believe that with all my heart. I put pads on it. I put money on it. I'd love to see it happen. He's abysmal. He's not the worst left tackle in the league because whoever's on the Seahawks left tackle is the worst left tackle in the league. He's paper thin. But the Giants have a huge problem right now.
Yeah, the Giants are so bad that Peter King today suggested that they should play with 6 offensive linemen this week against the Eagles pass rush to try and keep Eli healthy.
That and the coach putting Eli under the bus. Now, I hate coaches. I hate coach speak. I hate coach talk. I hate the way coaches protect their players and their team. But it's a tradition. You have to do it. I understand it happens. I get it. So whenever you get a coach that gets fired up and says, they are who we thought they are. We let them off the hook. You get hyped up. Right. It's like, oh, God, he said something real.
Came off script.
Yeah, but Ben McAdoo lost his mammy-jammy mind.
Yeah, that's not the guy you want to go against, man. Even though he was right.
He was absolutely right. He's lucky that Eli Manning has the grace of an angel and the brain cells of a monkey with a football brain. He's like the special handicapped brother. He's a Super Bowl champion 2 times over. Can't take that away from him, but he's just dumb-faced country boy. I can't take it. But he'd sit there and say, oh, the coach is right. But you can't say that about your quarterback. You can't put onus on a blown play, one play specifically, on your 2-time Super Bowl MVP winning quarterback, which you ain't won those Super Bowls, and you ain't won those Super Bowls in New York.
That's what I would have said if I was Eli, too. I'm like, last time I checked, right, I didn't see him winning those Super Bowls, but you're like, it's cool, whatever. Let's go with his opinion.
Right? When's the last time he got Coach of the Year? Rookie? Like, what are you doing?
And so that's why we couldn't be star athletes.
Not at all. Not at all.
They would hate me.
Last night I heard somebody talk about the if Aaron Rodgers, if someone said about Aaron Rodgers, he would have been fighting in the locker room. We're like, no, he wouldn't have. Aaron Rodgers would have been like, relax. Go to the next story up. Seamus, the same stuff. It's more what we were just alluding to. end of an era. New York Giants look like one of the NFL's worst teams. We play them next week. And as I say we, I mean the Philadelphia Eagles, because you or nor I play football. But fly, Eagles, fly.
Or no football, apparently.
I just for the listeners, somebody might be listening thinking, you know what I mean? Yeah, I heard I was a linebacker for the Eagles, dog. Like, he out there rumbly tumbly. Like,
I just have the weight of a linebacker, but I can't do nothing with it.
But so we're playing this week, and I hope with all my hopes that we destroy them and they go 6-10. I don't want them to get a great draft pick out of this, but Eli Manning isn't terrible, but this team around him is abysmal. The defense is a beast. The defense, even though Eli Apple's getting picked on now. Last year, Eli Apple flash and shine. This year, I don't know if he's feeling himself too much or he's having confidence problems, but people are picking on him and they're getting it done. But the defense is still strong. The front line is strong. Their secondary is good, but the offense is just terrible. And I think that the Giants are going to pay Odell Beckham Jr. the most money any wide receiver's ever gotten.
Oh, yeah, their offense is definitely struggling as he's been injured these first 2 weeks. It's crazy because coming into the season, most experts were picking the Giants as the team to win the NFC East with their defense because they were a top 5 defense last year. They added Brandon Marshall, who turned out to be a name signing only because he can't play anymore. He's finished.
You think so?
Yeah, he can't do anything. He can't get open without at all. He hasn't done a single thing.
Well, Odell's not on the team. If Odell is playing, he's getting roll coverage. Like,
certainly helps. I don't think they're rolling towards him though.
In that first game, they were like, he was getting bumped and they had a safety over the top on his side because they weren't worried about anybody else. So they just kept somebody back. And so Eli just didn't throw to him because he was
But they're another team that decided not to draft a running back. They took Paul Perkins last year from UCLA in the 5th round, and they thought he'd be able to handle it along with Shane Vereen, and they can't get anything going out there. Basically, their offensive line, they failed with every early pick. They reached for Eric Flowers in the 1st round. He stinks. And like, you can't win without a good offensive line.
No. And so they're beat, and they're dead in the water. And I hope that we destroy them this upcoming Sunday because I just want to stick with Giants fans.
What do you think? Over under 8 sacks?
Oh, I'm thinking the Eagles might get 10 sacks.
So you take the over?
Over.
I'll take the over as well.
I'm taking the over 8. Next story, Seamus, throw it up there.
All right, another NFC East team struggled this week. The Cowboys got blown out by the Denver Broncos. And their Cowboys coach, Jason Garrett, admits that star running back Ezekiel Elliott didn't put his full effort into 2 plays, the most notable being after a Chris Harris interception when he ran right by Ezekiel Elliott, who had his hands on his hips and decided not to try and tackle him.
Who does that?
A baby that thinks he's somebody important.
Nobody does that. There's no reason to do that. That's embarrassing. You can't do that.
It was embarrassing.
You can't do that. I mean, at the end of the day, again, I'm super excited about the Cowboys kicking all these field goals. Des Bryant's not getting the ball. Dak looks like trash, right? Oh, when there's no running game, where's Super Dak at? Dak's so great. Dak's so good. He don't look half as good as Wentz when ain't no running game popping off. Because as we know, Wentz can get it done with no running game. He can hang into the 4th quarter with the Chiefs with no running game. Like, Dak is whack without no running game. And Zeke ain't no freak. Granted, Zeke's got a lot on his mind. I feel like he should just take the suspension, sit down, relax,
clear his head.
And just let it go because they're not getting anything done.
By the way, my favorite take from that game is people are like, oh, the Broncos showed how to beat the Cowboys. All you got to do is stop Ezekiel Elliott. Like, man, everybody knew that. The Broncos just have a good enough defense to do it. They have Von Miller. They have Derek Wolfe. They have guys. They have Aqib Talib. They have guys that can do that. It's not that easy to just stop it.
Hey, Derek Seaman don't look like no joke right now, okay?
Trevor Siemian?
Oh, yeah. Trevor Siemian, not Derek Seaman. Same difference. Same
crazy, man. They made him look like an all-pro.
Week 1, he looked like an all-pro. Running, jumping, scoring touchdowns. Yo, the Broncos,
Northwestern's finest.
They're out there doing the ham Sammy, and I don't like it because I don't think John Elway's
tough. Right.
I don't think that Elway's a good GM, but he's out here making it look like he knew what he was doing. So whatever's clever, Trevor.
How fancy, Nancy.
But the Cowboys just need to sit him down because that's a problem. He's got a lot on his mind. I don't think he cares.
The Cowboys allow that stuff. They're like, nah, it's no big deal. He's a star. It's all good.
Yeah, right? Take off. We didn't want him getting injured. We told him not to do it. Throw that next one up there, Seamus.
Power rankings.
Now, we're going to go through these real quick. Scroll down. I think you have to go all the way to the bottom to get to number one on this one. Just scroll all the way to the bottom. We're not going to worry about these garbage teams. Scroll all the way down to number one. The power rankings. This power ranking is the most embarrassing power ranking I've ever seen in my life this year.
Right.
So the Patriots number one. Scroll up. We got Pats at 1, Chiefs at 2. No problem so far.
Mm-hmm. Even though the Chiefs beat the Patriots, so that's kind of but still,
no problem. No problem. We got the Raiders at 3.
Still good.
All good. No problem.
Yeah.
Got Pittsburgh at 4. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
They're struggling, but they're still winning. But
they're 2-0.
Yep.
The Falcons 2-0. Still no problem. Number 5. No problem. Right. Keep going.
Okay.
Hey, we just talked about Derek Simeon and Trevor Simeon.
3 AFC 6. West teams in the top 6.
Yeah, balling out of control. They're going to fight for that. That's going to blow up in their face later. Let's keep rolling. Keep rolling. Don't stop scrolling. We're going to keep on going by. We got the Ravens at 7. Still cool. 2-0. Right now, nasty. Hey, Lions 2-0. No problem. 8 got you. All
Are you
good.
Sure this is embarrassing?
9, the Cowboys, who've only scored field goals and 1 touchdown, are 9th. They're 1-1.
Yeah,
okay.
That's that Dallas love always. A la Notre Dame gets that in college football, that overranking no matter what because of who they are.
Yep, that's a stretch, but okay. Mm-hmm. Then we jump up to 10. Green Bay Packers, cool story, bro. I let that slide too. Now here's where it gets dicey. Number 11.
Yeah,
the Seattle Seahawks. Are you insane?
Sorry, no.
They barely beat the 49ers. Who's after them, though? 12. The Minnesota Vikings. Without saying Bradford, I get it, but they should be ahead of Seattle. Okay, keep going.
Right. You can't penalize them for not playing with their, without their quarterback. So, Dolphins 1-0. Nothing really.
Why are you at 13? Keep going.
Yeah. Tampa Bay. I'd have Tampa Bay ahead of Miami, but that's okay.
I would have Tampa Bay ahead of Miami too.
Right.
And ahead of the Seahawks. The Giants, who are 0-2, are at 15.
Yeah. No.
Okay, who's after them? Who else is 0-2? Tennessee is 1-1 and balling, throwing up points in both their
they lost games. To the Raiders, right?
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, they should be above New York. New York shouldn't be they should be outside the top 25.
Carolina.
They're not playing well.
No. And 18 is the Eagles. I'm just saying, you got the.
Yeah, the Eagles are a 6-point favorite against the Giants, but they're 3 spots behind them in the power rankings.
I want to know who does this. Where's this coming from? Who writes this crap? All right, skip that and then go to the next one.
It's probably Tanier.
Really? It can't be Tanier. Tanier's not that insane.
Nah, he's too good. All right, here's a better one. Right? Atlanta, after what they did to Green Bay at number 1, I can see that. This is ESPN's power rankings now. I can see that if you put Atlanta 1, that's fine.
Yep, 2-0. Right. Chiefs, 2-0.
Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I think that's a little high for Pittsburgh, but okay.
Hey, 2-0.
Yeah.
New England, because they're New England, 4. Oakland, 2-0. 5. I would have put Oakland over them, but that's cool. Right. Green Bay, 1-1. I'd have put the Broncos over Green Bay.
Yep.
Then the
Dallas
Cowboys at 8.
And Seattle at 9.
Seattle at 9. Who? Right. Who is making these power rankings? And then Baltimore's at 10. They should have been above both of them at 2-0. Their defense is balling. Tampa Bay.
Detroit should be up higher too, by the way. On the other list and this list.
No doubt. Carolina's at 13, 14. Eagles at 15 instead of 18 here. But this is just abysmal. Whoever does these power rankings, I feel like they're just doing it they do it to make people like me mad. That's why.
Giants at 19 on the ESPN list, and that's still crazy. How are they not outside the top 25?
Who's behind the Giants? Keep scrolling down a little bit because I didn't even get that far. I stopped at the Eagles. Houston at 1-1 is behind him. Arizona at
The
1-1 is behind
Rams
him.
are better than
The
the
Rams
Giants.
are better than the Giants, no doubt. Anyway, all right. Next, what other stories we got? Because I just want to talk about how embarrassing it was. This is insane.
Yeah, man, your boy Kyrie back in the news again, doing a couple interviews this week. Said he didn't care if LeBron James took his trade request personally. He don't care, man.
So I know you're working, but anybody who didn't get to see Kyrie Irving on First Take, he is an absolute sociopath. He is crazy. He went on that show to dodge any direct question and said that questioning him about LeBron James is questioning his manhood. Questioning his desire to win was questioning his manhood. Why did he even go on these shows to do this PR if he refused to answer any tangible question? Is paramount to insanity. Like, you got to watch it. I don't know if you got to see it later on.
I did not get to see it, but I heard about it.
Gosh, you got to see it, dude. He's just so aloof. Well, no one knows what's in my heart, and I'm working on my craft and progressing in my craft. I'm on my way to becoming the champion that I want to be. One, you're already a champion. Two,
Right.
You don't want to be a champion if you left the guy who's guaranteed to take you to a championship. It's not about championships, and you're perfecting your craft. Why could you perfect your craft there? Oh, because of the way I was utilized and I didn't dude.
This is somebody behind him pulling the strings, and that's why he sounds so awkward when he's giving those interviews.
I don't know if he's in a cult or what. I know he said the world's flat. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. He's got this, affinity, overpowering love for his father with dad. I love my dad too, but he really takes the whole, I'm not LeBron's son, which nobody really thinks you're LeBron's son, bro. Like, we get it. You got a dad that didn't abandon you. No. They said that they've said he has the little brother role. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he's repeatedly said, oh, I'm not getting sunned by nobody but my dad, and nobody's going to sun me. Dude, it's not that serious, bro. He just sounds insane. And I don't know why he did these interviews, because he was just embarrassing himself. So you got to check those out. I'll put a link to that interview in the notes if I can get a good piece or clip of it. Go ahead with the next story.
All right, speaking of embarrassing yourself, your favorite player, Mr. Cupcake, Kevin Durant, finds himself in a little bit of controversy on Twitter as he got caught. He was supposed to be using one of his fake Twitter accounts to criticize the Thunder, but he forgot to switch and stayed under his Kevin Durant Twitter and criticized the Thunder. And he admitted to it.
What'd your brother have to say about this?
Haven't talked to him about it yet.
What do you think?
Haven't had the chance. Huh? He'll be like, oh, who cares? No big deal. You know him. He's a Durant lover to the no end, man. I think it's so embarrassing. How can you be so mentally soft that you have to create fake accounts to try and hide behind the things that you want to say?
I don't know anyone now, realistically, who could ever say that this guy's better than LeBron James.
Right.
Ever. The fact that he went to Golden State was the weakest move in the game. He was a bandwagoner. This proves how soft and weak he is. And he's so bad. I commented on someone's Instagram thread, right? And I said, weak. He's always been weak. He'll always be weak. Somebody came back and wrote a huge paragraph and said, you're just on here talking about him because you hate your life and where you're at, and he's a millionaire and blah, 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 blah. And then they reported me and had me blocked, so I couldn't reply to the thread. It's on like Bleacher Report or something, him. Right?
It was probably Durant.
I go to the name. I'm going to try and pull it up real quick while we're live. I go to the name on Instagram, 0 followers, 0 pictures, 0 likes, 0 anything. It must be Kevin Durant. It has to be Kevin Durant. So
did you see Joel Embiid make fun of him for it?
No, I didn't see that, but you gotta wait a second. So you come back to that. You sitting on here, IG hating on another man. That's why he is the best at his craft, and you ain't where you want to be in life. Then you click on this person's name. I don't know. Can you see it? 0 followers, 0 everything. no likes, no nothing, no posts, no nothing. And I'm still like,
Yes.
yo, KD's still at it again. That's all I can think of in my mind is Kevin Durant doing that.
I believe it.
You are, that's the weakest thing ever. And
Yeah.
then not only that, you're the kind of coward that talks trash about your old team and your old teammates and your old players. And so, Seamus is pulling up tweets right now.
Right.
So, like, imagine taking Russ off the team, see how bad they were. KD can't win a championship with those cats.
Oops, that was KD wrote that, though.
Yeah. Like, so you bashed them when you go out in public and say, oh, it's not about this, not about that. You're trying to do all this PR stuff. I don't know if I've ever heard of it.
He's a fraud.
He's a fraud.
So Joel Embiid goes on Twitter and creates a fake Twitter account and types under his own name, but tags himself, Joel Embiid is better than MJ ever was. # burner Twitter.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is a gangster, yo.
He don't care, man. He don't care.
He's the best. And Katie sat there on TechCrunch today and was talking about, oh, I made a mistake. Dude, this is you know how bad this is? This is as bad as Russell from the Lakers dry snitching
on Swaggy P.
On Swaggy P. That's how bad this is.
It is.
You're just
it's
like
so soft.
You're out here and you're talking trash on your former coach, your ownership, people that you are still friends with. We're always going to be friends. Westbrook and I are always going to be friends.
Yeah, we're boys. We're cool.
Trash. Westbrook's a piece of trash. Never passed the ball to KD. That's why KD couldn't do nothing. You want to blame KD? Cupcake City.
Cupcake City. Did you see they took his sneakers and underneath they wrote his fake tweet on the soles, replacing all his stats that he wrote on them, his new sneaks that came out.
Oh, that's gangster. I want to see that image. That image sounds like some sex appeal, sexiness to me. Let's get in the quote there. Go ahead, put up there.
You going first with this one, or you want me to take this?
I'll do it. I'm Tom Brady on Colin Kaepernick. He came out of the stadium. He came out to our stadium and beat us, and he took his team to a Super Bowl. ... I hope he gets a shot because I'm tired of people saying that I'm racist and I love Donald Trump, so I'm trying to be pro Kaepernick if possible to get side stigmatism there, pro Cap.
As he put his Trump hat on as he left.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta get these fools off my back. Let me go.
Right.
Let me go say something about Cap. Yeah, he deserves a job. I don't know if he don't deserve my job, but he deserves a job. So next.
Kevin Durant, we just talked about this. He said, I happen to take it a little too far. I do regret using my former coach's name in the former organization I played for. No, he doesn't. He doesn't care, man. He don't care. He's not sorry. He's just sorry he got caught.
Yep. Just like Kevin Hart right now. Kevin Hart, Kevin Durant out here just getting caught. Caught these streets. Go ahead, next. I don't care what anyone says. OKC is the best and most professional organization in the NBA. And those cats, I call them fam. Enes Kanter on Oklahoma City Thunder. I tell you what, when Westbrook leaves, they're going to be garbage, and they're going to be picking top in the top 5. But I think they are a great organization. They made some mistakes. First one, letting Harden go and not just paying the luxury on there and getting that championship. I believe they would have won a championship in the next 2 years after they went to the finals if they would have kept him. They would have gelled, and they would have got a champ. They would have got a ring. They messed that up, and for the next however many 20 years it's going to take them to get a ring, they did that to themselves. But still a good organization.
It'll be fun to watch, though, with Enes Kanter and Steven Adams up front, man, the Bond villains.
Oh man, they're going to be doing it dirty. Oopa, oopa, la. So many rebounds. Next.
All right, Paul George on winning MVP this upcoming season. He went out on a limb and said, I'm going for it. Good. Yeah, everybody should be trying to win MVP every year, man.
What do you think his odds are, his chances are? Slim to none?
It's less than 0 unless he creates a fake Twitter account and votes for himself.
Next quote. 5 years ago, he may be 6. he ain't effing 64th now. And when you see these rookies coming in who haven't played a game, that's just clear-cut disrespect. Draymond Green on ESPN's ranking of Carmelo Anthony 64th league. Again, I don't know who does these rankings, but they should be embarrassed. Yeah. They should be embarrassed.
This was things just to get people to click on it, like you said last week, so you can see where the hell's Melo ranked? That can't be true. No way. There's no way you can put a rookie ahead of Melo. He's a Hall of Famer.
You're right. So we shouldn't talk about it anymore. Next.
All right, Colin Kaepernick wanting to play in the NFL. He said, "I'm ready right now, man. Just give me the shot. Somebody pick up the phone.
Make the call, homie. Get Colin on the job. Get him on the team." Even though the Colts did play better this week with Brissett.
So yeah, Tolzien is trash.
Rizzy. Next.
Richard Jefferson on the 2017 NBA Finals. People don't understand. It's literally a difference between 3 shots playing in a Game 7 and losing 4-1.
He's right.
I don't remember if that's true.
He's right. So
sure, could be.
There was a game where they were in the fourth quarter and they were tied or the Cavs had finally come back to take the lead. They're up by 1. They miss a shot. They get a rebound. They go down. Kevin Durant hits a 3. They go back down. They get a steal. Curry hits a 3. And it was lights out after that.
Ball game.
Two threes back to back. The crowd went through the roof, and you could just feel it like it's a problem.
But this isn't some revelation. You could say this about any NBA Finals, though. This isn't like some new thing because, like, they won. The Cavs won in Game 7. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Same. Next.
Right. Stephon Marbury, when asked about his career, said, "My numbers are Hall of Fame. My mark on basketball globally is beyond. It's never been done before." True facts from Starbury, man.
Yo, facts all day. Starbury over in China is a god.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame, though, because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So he'll get in.
You're right. Touche. Starbury, get in that Hall of Fame, baby. I love to see it. Maybe he'll eat Vaseline in a speech. Them
shoes were still ugly.
Starbury's garbage. Next. No offense. No offense. I could care less about your fantasy teams. This is my real life. Odell Beckham on his ankle injury. You know what? I can respect that.
You know, this happens more and more. LeGarrette Blount posted something about it too, because people were coming at him for not putting up any stats this week, and he said he didn't care. Somebody came at Golden Tate after he only put up 6 fantasy points last night in a win against the Giants, and he said on there, "What type of loser do you have to be?" I love fantasy football, but what type of loser do you have to be to tweet at a player because he didn't score enough points?
And not even that. When he says he doesn't care, Odell Beckham cares. I mean, other than him being in the racial draft at ESPN this year and being embarrassed by that, he loves sitting at home saying, "Oh, man, I went top 5 picks. Yeah, I mean, I was number 1 wide receiver picked in the whole world around fantasy." So he cares. He just doesn't care when he's hurt and he's crying on the sidelines and something bad happens to him. Next.
Did you like his visor last night, by the way?
He looked like the girl that got, what's the name, to lose the Clippers. He looked like that. I can't get her name right now, but she looks like that chick. Right? Am I right? I ain't lying. No, you know it. So that's how he looked at that visor to me, especially with his sassy self. Go ahead, read that.
Deshaun Watson, after his first career NFL win on his birthday, he said, "This win isn't just for me; it's for the whole city of Houston."
My buddies are hating on Watson. I believe in him. I hope he does well. I hope he has a great career. My buddies are like, he's not going to be a good quarterback. They don't believe in him, but I do believe. So hopefully he does good and he does great. So we're about to pull up these games for next week. Go ahead, throw them up on the board, Seamus.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
My son is sleepwalking right now. Yeah, my son is sleepwalking. He's going behind the TV. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's out here straight tripping on these fools. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna make it do what it do, Dad. I need this juice." All right. So Thursday night football.
This is craziness right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't go to bed, I can finish up. So I'm about to pick
I
all
just
these
don't know what
games
he's
right.
doing. I'm about to just point the camera at him because he's just standing behind the TV doing nothing now. And every time I look at him, he says he's doing nothing. This is
Yeah.
live TV, right?
He's in a trance, man. He's in a trance. About to
I
do his
know.
dance.
Good.
I'm taking the Rams. You're taking the Rams.
Yes, Rams over the Niners for sure.
Oh, 19% said 49ers, so we should switch that. Taking the Ravens over the Jags. That's how
Yeah,
that's
the
going down.
Ravens defense right now, I think they have 5 interceptions, and they've only allowed 1 touchdown. I think maybe it might even be 8 interceptions at this point. They're going to kill Blake Bortles.
Oh my God, all day, every day. Obviously, we're taking the Pats.
Yep.
96%. Then we're taking the Eagles. Oh, and the Pats are over the Houston, by the way, for
Right.
audio listeners. The Eagles, we're taking the Eagles over the Giants, and
Yeah, they
that
have to beat
ratio,
the Giants.
81, the Eagles are favored nationally by votes, by
Right.
players. I'm taking the Browns over the Colts.
The Browns are favored for the first time in 2 years.
Oh, 60-40 says the internet pick'em leagues.
I'm going with
But
Cleveland on that one.
I'm taking Cleveland. Then I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Jets. Easy peasy. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Vikings, even though I don't know if Sam Bradford's back or not. But if he is
Did you
back,
like
it's going
their
to be his
coach
first
said
week
he could
back.
be out a week, maybe 6 weeks? That was their coach's response.
Again, I like it. Go ahead, talk that talk. Stop asking me these dumb questions. I'm not here to help the other team prepare next week for who we got. He might be ready tomorrow. He might be ready next year. Get out my
Right.
face. So I like that. But if Sam Bradford plays, I don't think they beat the Bucks his first game back. But I think he's good for them. He's playing very well. He is on target. He is locked in with his receivers, and he's going to have another heck of a year numbers wise as long as he stays healthy. I'm taking the Simeons over the Bills.
Yes.
Denver over the Bills.
Even on the road, yeah, the Bills are still not. They're terrible. All they have is Shady McCoy. Your boy Jordan
Yep.
Matthews only has 90 yards on the season.
Yep. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I am taking the Panthers over the Saints. I feel like the Saints. This is the end for them. Their defense can't stop anybody, and if you have a little bit of a defense, you're just gonna crush them every week in and week out.
Right.
Then we got the Steelers and the Bears. The Steelers are gonna kill the Bears. Then we got the Falcons at the Lions. Okay, Fergadon the Mastodon. What you got?
What's up? Where are we at now? Falcons over the Lions. Falcons for sure. Steelers over the Bears. Titans over the Seahawks.
Definitely Titans over the Seahawks. Green Bay over the Bengals. The Bengals are abysmal too this year. We're gonna have a lot of bad football this year. A lot of bad football teams.
A lot of bad football.
Taking the Chiefs over the Bolts. We're taking the Raiders over the Redskins, and we're taking the
Cowboys over the Cardinals.
Cowboys over the Cardinals.
Because Carson Palmer is terrible all of a sudden.
When he had, again, they run the ball well, but when they have no threat of the run game and people just sit back on him, he is garbage. He has no chance in heck getting it done. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. Ethan
I'll be in last place again next week.
Yo, how's the producer got better rankings than you, dog? Like, I know he's doing better than me too, but I don't want to hear it. I mean, he's behind the scenes. He's back here cherry picking all the sweet picks. He's probably in here going in every week trying to, shady do stuff. He's in Alaska. You can't trust people in Alaska. So, that's it. That's a good week. Light on stories.
I'm going to do better. That's my press conference. We got to do better. I got to do better making picks.
The reason this show is terrible is because Jason didn't do his job getting in enough stories. I mean, we didn't call the plays right, but when it comes down to it, if Jason doesn't do his job, the rest of us can't do our job. So, I'm a fault too. As the coach and as the leader of the team, I gotta work with him and make sure that we get more on. But he's still messed up. You see what I'm saying? That's
I told you I was going to take some plays off. I didn't know I was going to get distracted by a sleepwalker who's now sitting next to me crying.
You see where he's at?
I told you.
See, he got me over here feeling like McAdoo. You know what I mean? I'm about to lose this whole organization. Yeah, I mean, I'm out here rookie.
I can take the heat, man. It's cool. I agree with you. It's my fault. I'll take the blame. I gotta do better as the star of the show. Oh,
Snowball. Jason Ferguson on Twitter at the Study Hall. We be on the gram. We be on the internet. We be on the Facebooks. Follow us, click it, like us. Subscribe on iTunes or Android. Get us in your podcast. Get us in your ear. That's what most people do. They be listening to us in these streets. And subscribe
because you don't need
YouTube.
to watch.
No, you don't. You know, we're not. Yeah. Oh, and chat live on Twitch. We're gonna start focusing more on the Twitch and all the people that were on the Periscope early. I know they dipped off, but it gets start getting late. I know how it is. People gotta go to bed. So how the people that are still in there all throwing out hearts all show long. Love y'all, and we're out.
Bye-bye.